I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on GBM, we're diving into an amazing book, an inspiring book. It is called The Expanse, Homos, Hobos, and the Holy Hereafter. It is a bold conversation-starting novel written by a terrific author by the name of Ryan Althaus. He's a minister and a surfer and a sailor and a writer, of course, and he has penned a book that challenges assumptions about faith, stigma, and belonging. When Caleb, a hapless hobo, collides with a divine presence he can't define, the story becomes a timely journey of self, social, and spiritual acceptance, one that pushes readers past religious rigidity. It's a modern parable with heart, edge, and humor that invites you to rethink what holiness looks like in real life. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him on TV today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. Reverend, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yeah, no, it's super great to be with you guys. It's actually it's kind of exciting. I've been out of the pulpit for a couple months. I kind of fell down and I broke my jaw,
Wow.
which not very fun,
No.
yeah. So it's a little struggle to speak. You guys are gonna have to deal with
Okay. Well, then take
a
it
little of a
easy.
slur.
I know your jaw is probably wired, right? They wire it when you have a broken jaw, right?
I've gotta go, yeah, really fun. I've got to go get my jaw re-broken and then they wire it shut. So
Oh, ouch, ouch. Okay, well, you'll be talking with us for about 30 minutes, but hopefully it's not too much stress on your jaw, that's for sure. Let's ask about the inspiration for this book. What was the first spark? Did you think about Caleb or the afterlife or the theme of acceptance? What came to you first when you went to write this?
yeah, gosh, oh man, I got involved with the church thing. I didn't grow up Christian,
Mhm.
by any means. Got kind of plugged in. I started an organization back then called Sweaty Sheep. I was a professional marathon runner for I ran for Nike all through seminary and all through business school, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. And the whole idea, because honestly, like I skip most Sundays of church.
Mhm.
Um, didn't really show up to my own stuff unless I was preaching, of course. The idea, I don't know, I guess I've always had the belief like, Jesus wasn't Christian, Buddha wasn't Buddhist, and
Mhm.
Muhammad wasn't Muslim.
Right.
Um, in all honesty, like over the millennia, like we've made religion really complicated when in reality, it's so simple. Like just that idea of kind of love and compassion and union. So so yeah, back in seminary, I actually started a group and because I was a big runner. So we hosted a race on Christmas Day. And you had to chug eggnog every mile of this 5K.
Wow.
And we invited all the homeless to a dinner afterwards. We put on a big dinner and it was this I had this great concept of it and yeah, all sorts of big plans, but when it came down to it, the homeless that we invited just kind of hit me with the question of like, well, why can't we run?
Hmm.
Like, why aren't we invited to the race? And I was like, can you do a 5K? And kind of laughed at me. They were like, dude, we walk all day long. Like walking is what we do. Of course we can do a 5K. Um so yeah, invited to the race and I'll be damned. They came out, they ended up beating a lot of our runners and we had this great group. So out of it, we started a group called Run Possible. And it was a pathway out of homelessness based on just physical exercise, self-worth, just I just kind of love. So we'd match the homeless up with runners throughout the community, and they would mentor and they would grow together and they would share stories. Yeah, it was beautiful. So that program actually like went on for, yeah, as far as I know, it's still going on. I went to school in Louisville, Kentucky.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just had a great time. So the idea was really simple. Like we came up with the tagline, recreation through recreation.
Hmm.
And the idea was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
play. Like it's a simple answer. Um, and honestly, like as a society, yeah, we're putting all sorts of like we're trying to come up with all sorts of expensive, intricate
Mhm.
solutions to things like homelessness and um homosexuality in this court case. Just all sorts of things. And yeah, the answer is really simple. It's like, well, if we learn to play together, we grow together.
Yeah.
Um, so so yeah, ever
Yeah.
since then, been blossom.
Yeah, wonderful. I think you're onto something there, of course. I think the truth is very simple. If you want to be a good Christian, live a life like Jesus. I mean, I think that's the ultimate example. We often ask, what would Jesus do? And Jesus
Right.
would be kind, forgiving, compassionate, understanding. So I think that's great, particularly when you're dealing with, people who are a little bit different, whether they're homeless or whether they're homosexuals or whatever the issue is. The church, Christians need to have a heart. And I think that's wonderful about your book. Is Caleb based on a real person or a compilation of people you knew when you worked with the homeless community?
Uh, yeah, honestly, I had a friend back then. His name wasn't Caleb, but he uh he kind of told me and sat me down one day and he was like, honestly, the hardest part about being homeless isn't being without a home, it's having others define me as such. It was so true. It was like, yeah, when a rich businessman is asleep on a bench, he's just like a member of society taking advantage of the day. But when a
Yeah,
homeless individual is asleep on a bench, yeah, he's kind of like a waste of space.
right.
So yeah, just kind of turning around that perception.
Yeah. Society tends to discount people, even overlook or completely ignore people who don't fit in. Like you said, if I took a nap on a bench, hey, Logan's tired, he's just catching some rays, he's taking a
Right.
break. But if a homeless person or unhoused person was taking a nap on a bench, somebody would call the cops and say, "Hey, this guy's not supposed to be here." So there is a double standard, and I think you've pointed it out wonderfully. In your book, you say the divine essence cannot be claimed or named. Talk to us about that part of divine essence.
Right. Simple. I guess like my big thing, I'm an existentialist, which means
Hmm.
like honestly, I believe like yeah, it's experiential. Like if you
Yeah, your
can
heaven or earth is here. Your heaven or hell is here on earth. It's the life you
right.
create, which determines whether you're going to live in paradise or in hell. A lot of people create hell right here on earth, right?
So much so, but they also had the opportunity to create heaven on earth.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So it's a choice.
Yeah.
So I guess my inspiration for writing the book was like I just want more people to recognize they have the opportunity to to be happy,
Yeah.
to have fun.
Yeah.
It is my I guess my central belief. I had a seminarian professor or
Hmm.
seminary professor in seminary,
Hmm.
and he just said like the kind of the defining part of life is just the quote like life is far too important to be taken seriously. And it's so true. It's
Yeah.
like when we calm down and we just relax a little bit and we just kind of joke around with things, like
Yeah.
everything's a little bit easier. I think my my favorite Bible passage is
Uh-huh.
actually out of the book of Exodus.
Hmm.
And it's when Bo Moses he's asking God to come into view,
Hmm.
um, to expose himself, and God covers up his eyes. But when God passes by, he opens Moses' eyes, and Moses can see the divine bum of God.
Hmm.
So it's like, like
Yeah.
in reality, like it's not that serious. God is laughing. God is constantly mooning us.
Yeah, I think God has a sense of humor as well. He'd have to be when you look around at all the creations around us. I think there's a lot of humor and a lot of wonder and a lot of happiness in the world. And you're right. You just have to go out there, adopt a positive attitude, and seize it. I mean, here you are, a pastor, a minister, and you have a lot of joy in you. You're not very rigid. You're not wearing a black garment. You're not taking incense and dispensing them all over the church. I
Right.
think keeping it simple, keeping it real, keeping in mind Jesus's example is, the way to go, without a doubt.
Yeah, no, most certainly. I actually, though I'm not leading a church right this moment. I head up all the hunger, homelessness, and inclusion work for the National Presbyterian Church
Wonderful.
for the San Jose region. And like, yeah, I actually find it really interesting that we put hunger and inclusion in the same
Hmm.
spectrum.
Right.
Um, I think honestly, like in the church, we always look at like companionship.
Hmm.
Um, companion, that the word is broken down into common panion, like
Right.
common bread. Same with like communion is common union.
Hmm.
And compassion is common passion.
Hmm.
So so yeah, the core is just coming together and kind of recognizing what brings us happiness, fulfillment, and that's simply each other.
Exactly. Exactly. Talk to us a little bit about your life. You're a marathoner, you're an Ironman. I mean, I think that kind of prepares you for life in many ways because this existence we have in many ways is like a race. Maybe not
Right.
getting to a particular destination, but there'll be obstacles, there'll be challenges, there will be times where you have to push through. So, talk to us what being a marathoner and an Ironman has taught you.
Right. Well, ironically, I was that's part of why I broke my jaw. I was having trouble with balance and so forth. And
Mhm.
um yeah, a couple years ago, I my leg was going numb during a race.
Huh.
Didn't understand it, and it got progressively worse. Until recently, I was actually diagnosed with MS,
Hmm.
um, which answered a lot of questions
Hmm.
and ended a big part of my life. Like marathon running was, I made community. I had fun. I tested myself. It was a blast. But uh, but yeah, and it definitely prepared me. The endurance side of it.
Hmm.
Like I was always kind of a weird person. Like about halfway through a marathon is when I would start getting my energy. Um, and it's really simple. I was actually because I was running for Nike at the time, and Nike actually did a test, did an experiment, and they put us all up to heart rate monitors during a race.
Hmm.
And it was really interesting. About mile two, everybody's heart, the Kenyans, the Ghanans, the
Hmm.
like all these different ethnicities, their hearts started beating in sync,
Huh.
which which is fascinating. And
Yeah.
it is like, yeah, when when we are pushed to a constant or like a new level of exertion, we have to rely on each other.
Hmm.
And when we do, like, yeah, we build off each other.
Hmm.
So no, it was great. But yeah, like the Ironman stuff, the marathon stuff, Ironman was a really interesting thing. It's 140 miles worth of pretty intense
Yeah.
exercise, and
Yeah.
it was actually that was the start of Sweaty Sheep back in Louisville. I
Hmm.
I matched up with the Nike, and I had them make a bunch of t-shirts.
Hmm.
And the t-shirt was really simple. And on the back it said, or no, on the front it said, "Try God." And on the
Cool.
back it said, "Run hard, swim fast, and or swim hard, run fast, and uh swim hard. No, run hard." Golly.
No
Um,
worries. Is
um,
biking in there too?
that's it. Bike
Okay.
hard, run
Yeah.
fast, and swim like you can walk on water.
Oh, that's
It
awesome.
was it was cool, and we handed them out before the Louisville Ironman race,
Cool.
and it caught on, and everybody was like, "This is great! Like, where do you meet? What do you do?" And I was like, "Well, we don't really meet anywhere. We hand out t-shirts,
Hmm.
and yeah, that's that."
That's neat.
But sure enough, like it caught on,
Yeah,
and it's still going
that's a
today.
great motto. I love that. I love that. And it's terrific. And like I said, it teaches you a lot about life when you're in these challenges and in these contests. It must have been tough to get that diagnosis of having MS. Like you said, it made some things understandable to you. You understood yourself a little bit better, but then you felt probably like, what's next? So tell us a little bit about that journey.
Right, and it's still going. I mean, like most days I'm pretty all right with it, but definitely like because running was it was like how I defined myself. It
Hmm.
was it's what I did. It was my community. It was yeah, it was
Yeah.
just who I was. So yeah, I've had to recreate myself, and that's actually why I moved to Louisville, or why I moved from Santa Cruz
Hmm.
was like around Santa Cruz, like all my friends, all my community, it was all endurance athletics.
Hmm.
Uh and yeah, I needed to try something new. So I came out to Santa Cruz and I bought a surfboard
Cool.
and kind of been going at it. And out here, I'm a licensed sailboat captain.
Cool.
So I did some grant writing and fundraising stuff, and I bought a 40-foot wheelchair accessible like catamaran sailboat, which is
Wow.
great. I was born in Annapolis, Maryland, so like sailing's in my blood.
I love
Um,
sailing. Yeah.
oh, it's so great.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've switched from sweaty sheep to salty sheep.
Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it's thriving today, so it's
Awesome.
a lot of fun.
Sounds great. Yeah. For me, sailing is like flying on the water.
Right.
It's really, really wonderful. I love it. Let's talk a little bit about your writing career. Is this your first time you wrote a book?
No.
Okay.
Um, Actually, I have four books out. I'll yeah, you can my I've got a website. It's kind of hard to find.
Mhm.
But if you just Google my name, so I wrote a memoir, because like amidst the whole journey of kind of the MS, the endurance stuff, the all that. Uh,
Right.
I fought a pretty intense eating disorder,
Wow.
and like that was more challenging than running an Ironman.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wrote a memoir of yeah the whole early years of my life and so forth, and it's called Emaciated to Emancipated.
Wow.
Um, so I've actually where and that's on Amazon too.
And how did you
Yeah, that was
finally
that
emancipate
was a
yourself
blast.
from that eating disorder? That can be tough to do. I know the whole body dysmorphia, bulimia,
Right.
anorexia, it's all very tough. So how did you break through? Was it faith that helped you?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Faith was definitely a big part of it. And just like self-acceptance that I had to come to a time of like just kind of recognizing who I was and
Mm.
embracing that. So honestly, like my real solution to it, like, and what inspired the book, I whenever I have a bad day, whenever I wake up kind of like anxious or struggling or
Mhm.
anything like that, I've started wearing like a new line of clothing,
Mm.
and
Very cool. It
like
says I heart and
just
what's
like I
I
love
love
me.
me. Well, that's
Right.
important. You got to love yourself, right?
It is, and it's so fun. It's like I love it when I'm down because like I wear this and I'll go for a walk and like yeah, everybody smiles, everybody's
Cool.
real positive.
Yeah.
People love to love themselves. They just
Yeah.
don't do it very often. So
Exactly.
yeah, so it's been pretty fun.
Good.
Uh,
So you wrote the book From Emaciated to Emancipated, but there are other books. Let's hear about your other books as well.
right. So this is where it gets really fun. Um, and honestly, like I definitely encourage everybody to because like the adult books are kind of fun,
Right.
but the real fun is in I've written two children's books. So
Wally the Waves Wandering Towards Oneness. Wonderful.
right, and
Wonderful.
so I wrote the whole book, and the idea is really simple. It's inspired off of a Rumi quote. Um,
Huh.
like I'm kind of a big philosophy buff,
Cool.
and Rumi said, like really simply, um, we are not a droplet in an ocean, but an ocean in a droplet.
Huh.
So the idea is, yeah, it traces this wave through, through building up in the ocean, through all this stuff, and the wave is like super fearful, it's like oh, the crash, and then the wave crashes, and it becomes part of the larger ocean.
Hmm.
So, so yeah, the the book is, and it was super fun to write. Like I wrote it and then I actually illustrated the whole thing. I do a lot of work with special needs and disabilities.
Hmm.
So the whole book is co-illustrated
Cool.
by an individual like he's pretty disabled. He's got cerebral palsy. He's in a wheelchair.
Mm.
And yeah, I actually I painted the whole book in watercolor using his hand.
Wow. Very
Right.
cool.
Like honestly, the process took us about 6 months.
Hmm.
And it was so fun. It was like, yeah, like every week I would have set time aside with this kid Noah, and
Mm.
he is like super animated, super like just fun loving, and he only knows like 3 words. I've he's really big into music, so I
Mm.
taught him how to speak through his drum. So
Cool.
we would go out and we'd just play together, and he would express his emotions via his drumming.
You're right.
Um, and it was a lot of fun. So I actually, if people jump on the website,
Mm.
saltysheep.org,
Hmm.
um, you can get to a video, and it's the two of us reading the book together. We have these like dramatic readings. So we'd go to local libraries and so forth, and we'd present this book, and then we'd do this shared art project afterwards,
Mm.
where kids would have the opportunity to paint pictures and to do an art project along with the special needs
Wonderful.
community.
Wonderful. And that's really wonderful that you really expanded that young man's life and that man's world by working with him, making part of your book, teaching him how to speak with the drums. I think that's all wonderful. I mean, that's great work when it comes to inclusivity because so many profoundly handicapped people are almost overlooked like the homeless are. Like they don't
Right.
exist. They're not nodded to. People don't say good morning. People don't touch them or shake their hand. And it's terrible. Probably one of the worst things in life is to be ignored. Nobody wants to be ignored,
Right.
right? Yeah. So I
It
think
is, and
you're doing
actually,
really great work there.
it is the other book I have is another children's book, and it's I won't really get into it, but
Okay.
it's a tale of a safari, and every safari animal is a different mental illness. So I've got
Mm.
like an elephant with Alzheimer's and Bill the bipolar bear and just like a sundress individuals. So
Wonderful.
and just looking at that stigma that we have against mental illness.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Do you have a donkey that has suffers from depression like Eeyore?
No, I've got a manic depressive monkey or a manic monkey and a depressive I should have done a donkey. That would have been good. Maybe
Well, Winnie the
I'll
Pooh got
rewrite
you
that.
on donkey because Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh is a little depressed. He's always like,
Right.
"Well, I'm okay," that kind of thing. So that's awesome. That's awesome. And I think that's great that children get introduced to these terms when they're young. It can help them with whatever struggles they might be having. They might self-diagnose a little bit by seeing themselves within the characters. So I think that's terrific. You're doing really great work there. Wonderful.
Yeah, that's it. I was actually I'm diagnosed autistic with ADHD.
Mm.
Yeah, I kind of know, and I struggle with some OCD too. So
Yeah.
I've got all the all the goofy quirks.
Yeah.
Um, so it's fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
just perception is a powerful thing, and that's going back to the expanse.
Right.
Along with homelessness, and I had really a lot of fun uh demonstrating the interaction between a homelessness individual and an individual with homosexuality.
Hmm.
Like the two, they're very different, but they both experience that common identity as less, as different.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
so uh
As the
so
other.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. I think that's great. What do you hope readers take away from your book, The Expanse, when they turn that last page? What do you hope sticks with them? What do they hope they learn about God, about life, about themselves?
Right. Well, the whole book is told via the two individuals putting a jigsaw puzzle together. Like it's a lot more than that. It goes into
Yeah.
their history is there. But the idea is based around the idea of a jigsaw puzzle. And
Mm.
I love jigsaw puzzles because like in the beginning they're complete and our whole mission thereafter is to kind of address the brokenness.
Mm.
Um, so I guess my hope is just really simply that yeah, that you read it and you smile at somebody new, you stop taking life so seriously
Hmm.
and yeah,
Yeah.
I think the a pastor friend of mine always said like the essence of Christianity is really simple. Like the common goal, and it's simply to not be a jerk.
Exactly. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Don't be a jerk. Be kind, be understanding, have a big heart, smile more, frown
Right.
less, love more, hate less. I mean, it's like you say, you said right at the beginning of the interview, it's really quite simple to live a good life. And that is to embrace it and to be happy, right?
Right. Right. And if people want, they can jump on our saltysheep.org website and I actually have God, I've got a whole archive of various news stories, past sermons, all sorts of stuff. Like I'm a Presbyterian minister, but I was actually I worked for the past 5 years as the minister of interfaith relations for the local Unitarian church. And so yeah, I've got kind of a big like archive of just sermons and goofy things and yeah, would love to share that with folk.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, looking forward to reviewing that. And this book you've written is wonderful. And I think it's mind-opening. I think it's heart-opening. It is called The Expanse, Homos, Hobos, and the Holy Hereafter. It is a daring, big-hearted story that invites readers to question what you think you know about identity, belief, and belonging. Reverend, thank you so much for joining me here today.
No, definitely. It's been a pleasure. Been a lot of fun.
Pleasure's been all mine. I appreciate your time, your insight, and the wonderful work on this book. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford for the Global Book Network. So long for now.